Hello everyone, and welcome to my Glitchless Atlantis percent guide. And I'll be starting here with Natla's Mines. So I'll be jumping right into Sanctuary of the Scion with an all pickup save. Although one difference here is we have a large med pack, multiple large med packs, and no small med packs. That makes a small difference later on in Atlantis when we'll be probably using a good amount of med packs, and it just makes the heals more efficient, quicker, and it's just better overall in terms of time. It's not needed, but it is better. So I do have an all pickup save, but without the small meds. So we're starting off by just grabbing the Skion. We're gonna move right into Natla's Mine, skipping this cutscene, and we're gonna start by swimming forward. And we're actually gonna want to get up out of the water on this block over here that I'm heading towards now. So we want to aim over this way. And then pull up on this right side of the tile, but not all the way, or not right, not towards the middle. It's not that big of a deal, but somewhere right here, and roll. And then we get a couple different ways that we could do this. I'll start by explaining the safest way, the easiest way, and that's to running jump over onto that slope on the right, like this. And then once you land on the slope, we'll want to hold action. That was not the intended outcome. But what I meant to say is to running jump over to the slope and land on it, hold action, and grab as she falls down. So that's the easiest way to do that. And then just shimmy over to here to move on to the next part. Now, there is actually a way to just jump directly onto the next tile, not having to go onto the slope. That is more difficult, though. We're going to want to aim right where the slope meets that tile that we can stand on. We're going to do a running jump and land right there like that. And we'll be able to continuously keep going on that, but that can be a difficult jump for some people. If you're just a little too far left, you'll miss the platform, like this. If you're a little too far right, you'll still hit the slope and have to grab like this. So it doesn't matter. It is best to get on the tile as fast as possible, but if you can't do that jump, it is just easier and safer to go over here, grab, and shimmy over. From there, we'll want to get over those blocks over there. And after doing both these methods, it is the best to just run and fall off and then do a running jump over them like this. Trying to just do straight running jumps from the tile doesn't really work that well. As you can see, you'll just land right here. You'll either bonk or you'll land way over here, and you can't really get through them that easily. There is quite a difficult IL strat, which involves swan diving onto this block with a cancel when you hit it, but that is very difficult and really not worth trying to do in a run like this. So after that, you want to run into here doing running jumps all the way to this darker Natla Technologies block, and we'll want to pull this out. We'll have a bit of block pulling and pushing to do this level. The bulk of it being in this room. It's actually one of the most push block heavy levels in Tomb Raider 1 in general. But we'll just want to pull this second one out. And then hover it over here and pull it this way, and then that will open up our pathway to the lever. We can do a side flip and a standing forward jump, and just head over this way, doing running jumps when we can. And now this lever is a bit fickle, because when you pull it, a cutscene will play. And sadly, we do not have any weapons to pull out, so we're going to see this cutscene play out, and even if I'm pressing guns here, it's not going to do much. We can press look, and that'll get rid of the cutscene. We can also pull it and then just try and go on like normal. I can try and go back hop like this and keep going. You kind of have to try and visualize where Lara might be. One of the best ways to do it is just to press look and then roll, and then you can keep on going. Whatever you feel the most comfortable with, whatever you can do is easiest. The fastest would be the just back hopping like this and going blind without pressing look. Safest is probably just to press look and then roll and keep going. So after that, you can just do running jumps this way. And we'll want to try and do continuous running jumps out of here. We can get a running jump in right here, like this, over these blocks. And then we want to try and land on this slope and can continue running jumps like that. This can also be difficult if you're not able to do it because sometimes you'll get stuck like this and then be forced to do a standing jump, which is okay. You might lose a tiny bit of time because you're not getting continuous running jumps, but it's still good. It's better than falling into the water or something else bad happening. I'd say as just a bit of advice to get continuous running jumps is after getting up here, try and aim for the left side of this platform. Since it's higher up, Lara will land on it faster, and then so she'll land on it kind of farther away from this slope. So then you'll land more here and you'll be able to get a running jump in over it when you're doing continuous sequence. Meanwhile, if you're more on the right side, it's gonna be harder to do that. Let me try and showcase that. Go over here and then go left side like this, and you can get continuous running jumps in. Meanwhile, we go over here, we go more right, we get stuck like that. So I'd say try and stick to the left side. You might be able to get those continuous jumps all the way through. And after that, we just do continuous running jumping and jumping down to here, where the cutscene showed us the driller moved. And we got another push block, which will push twice forward. And then this becomes one of the hardest parts of the run, if not the hardest part of this level. We can back hop once and go up here. And as we go into this next room, running jumps like this, we're going to hit a problem where there is an enemy all around this beginning area, all around these tiles. The next tile over is the trigger for the cowboy. So as soon as I walk in, the cowboy's going to say hi.
Personal.
Ain't nothing personal. He's going to run around and say hello with his magnets. So that's really annoying because I have a difficult trick I'll need to show you guys. So I'm just going to quickly load a save that has the cowboy already disposed of. And I will now show you the Natla's Mines jump. This jump is quite difficult. We need to jump over this giant lava pit and grab that ledge up there, which seems quite far away but reachable, which it is. So this can be very difficult. You can't just do like a standing jump and grab it. It's not going to work. So we have a nice setup that is the easy way to do it and also the fast, hard way of doing it. So the easy way of doing it is coming all the way over here to this edge, getting right into the corner, sidestepping so you know she's right against the edge, and then back hopping twice. And then from there turning, and we want to find the right angle that Lara wants to be at. And we want to cover up the wooden part of the lever over there. So as you can see the lever and then the wood part in the section. We want to cover that up so that's just about gone. Like that. And then from there, you want to back hop once, and then you want to running jump, curve left, and late grab. Just like that. Now I say just like that, but this can still be difficult even with a setup like that because it does involve a manual timing. It is not 100% consistent if you don't make it 100% consistent. So again, once you're in this position, you're going to want to do a running jump forward, curve left, and grab like that. You want to get a late grab in. If you grab early, Lara's going to stop curving in the air and you won't get the angle you need on the wall. If you grab late, you're just going to bonk the wall, fall down into the lava, and your run will be dead. So if you grab early, it kind of looks like this, where she doesn't get that angle. You're heading towards the wall, but you're kind of not straight on it enough for her to grab. If you try and grab late, it's going to look like this, or just a bonk. So you want it to be more like this. It is very manual in that way, where it gives you a very good beginning lineup and all that, but you still have to do some work. Certainly some practice to get it right and to get it consistent, but something like that is the easy approach. Now, if we look at the hard approach to it, that has to do with this little slope right here. We want to get to the right side of this slope. When we're on a running sequence, jumping sequence coming from this way, it's going to be kind of like we're going to land right about here. And you'll want to run into this right side of the slope because that will make it big enough to give Lara a step reset where it resets when she's going to jump. So after you get up a step like that, and then you press jump, she's always going to take those 2 steps, no matter when you pressed, kind of, to do that jump. So as you can see, I press jump, and she takes those 2 steps and goes anyway. We get a consistent place where she's jumping if we go on this right side and do that. So you want to land, come at it like this, and then get that jump and go like forward like this. And so that's just the beginning of it. It's just getting to this right side of the slope. So you want to have that running sequence, come up this way and run, get to this right side of the slope. And we're going to have our jump, we land here, and then from there, you're going to want to curve to the right and take 3 steps before you jump again, and then again, curve midair to the left. It's going to be difficult, and I'll show it off, but it's not an easy trick. So jump, 1, 2, 3, jump again, curve left, and see, I already failed it. It is a very difficult thing to do, especially when you're under pressure in a run. So we're going to have something that looks like this, coming in over here, there, 1, 2, 3, curve left, and then grab. Again, late grab. It's going to be much the same where you're doing a lot of manual turning, and you're just trying to get that to go how it needs to go. I find the hardest part of this is after doing this, the 3 steps part, you need to curve right so you can go make the jump, but you can't curve right too much because then you'll fall off, but you can't curve right too little or else you won't have a good spot to jump off. You need to curve right just enough to be on the edge and then jump and grab like that. So I'll show it off another couple times. This is a very hard thing to do, and if you're not comfortable doing this, I definitely recommend the easier slow setup. You can practice this, but kind of looks like that. Now I am going really wide on that turn. You don't have to go that wide, but it is just how I typically do it. You can cut it closer like that to the wall. Once you really get the hang of it, you can find that there is a good amount of leniency on the jump, but when you're learning, it is very difficult. This is one of the hardest parts of this run. It's just this jump in general. So just getting the step reset on this is one of the most important things. And then after landing, taking that extra step before she jumps again, and then the curving in the air with the leg grab. Those are all equally important parts of this, and it's all something you want to do in a speedrun. Now, when doing it in an actual run, Cowboy will not be dead. So if we want to do the easy setup, I'm just going to show you real quick that he does do damage, and he can do quite a lot depending on how long you take. So if you do it like this, like normal, he comes up, starts shooting. And in that situation, I took just under half health, but it can be much worse. Doing this setup, I've taken 90% health. I've taken 75, a little over half. It can really range how many shots he hits, what Cowboy's feeling like. And so that really might make it that you might have to use a med on this level, which isn't not the greatest for a speed run, but if you're doing that slow setup because the jump is really difficult, then that just might be needed, and that's okay. But in terms of the fast setup there, whoops, you don't want to jump there. You just have your normal sequence going over that block down to here, and you'll land a little before this, and you'll want to go to that right side, get that step reset, 1, 2, 3 steps, jump, curve, and grab. Again, very difficult, but it's much quicker and you take no damage doing it. So I recommend reviewing what those jumps looked like, what I was doing, looking at my inputs if that helps, and just practicing it. You can't really get good at that jump without a lot of practice, and so that might be difficult. But after that, we want to go and throw this lever fast, just like that. And then from there, we can back hop and then do two running jumps down this way. You can even fit in a third right here. And then just keep doing running jumps into here. Now this next part, we want to try and fit in running jumps like this. So you can jump over to the side here and continue running jumps over to here. That can be difficult though, especially since there is a lava pit in this middle platform right there. And that's death if you fall in. Across the way over there and down here are slopes. But you can stand on this right side there. So if you're not feeling comfortable, you can just run at this. And then jump here and then just land. And then just safely back up. Make sure you're looking the right way. I would say give yourself a little more room like this. And then running jump over to here and then land. And that's the more easier, slower approach to doing that. And then from there, there's this little room with slopes. And I'd say the best way to do this is to run off this platform, but stop holding forward as soon as you're getting to the edge. So then she sort of pauses and then falls down really slow like that. And then you land on that slope and you can instantly jump. Because if you just run right off, you'll miss the slope and stumble right away. That's not good. So you want to let go, let her do this little pause, jump, and then land on the slope on the left, jump again, and you can go stumbleless like that. If you want, you can also go to this right platform, like that, and keep on going. Although I do believe that the best is to do this, land over here on the left side, and then jump again, and then just keep going like this. And then from here, you can keep on doing running jumps like that. Now, the only reason I didn't stumble there was because at the end of this little sequence right here, whoops, not like that, you're able to hit your head on the ceiling here. If you hit your head on the ceiling, that will make you go down and hit the ground fast enough that basically her jump animation hasn't gone on too long. So if we running jump and hit our head here and keep going, you can go without stumbling. If you miss the ceiling, let's say you jump late and you're like this, that will cause a stumble. So you want to try and curve around here and jump to hit your head and then keep on jumping like this and keep on going like that. Now you can actually do this all continuous like this, where you land up here and you can even keep on going, and that you can make that all continuous running jumps. But that can be difficult. So sometimes you do have to stop here. You can get stuck trying to do our running jump, and then you kind of just get stuck there. But a standing jump will work just fine if you kind of get stuck. You can just standing jump up like that. And then from here, you can even do a running jump to the side here to hit your head on the ceiling. It didn't work there, but again, hitting your head on the ceiling does very much help in stopping stumbles. Oh, and I went over to the right there. You don't really want to do that. But you can do something like that. And then you can keep on going. Now I keep hitting my head in stumbling places, which you don't want to do. But just something like this, and then go down and around here into the Skater Boy room. Now, in terms of Skater Boy, we do just run past him. There's no reason to kill him. Again, we have no guns, actually. And, oh yeah, going into this little tunnel here, you want to watch the ceiling here. If you're on a different jump sequence than I am, you might be able to hit your head right here and stumble. That will allow Skater Boy to run at you and really fire shots into you, which makes you potentially have to use a med. So you want to watch that, just as something to watch out for. Now this next room is actually something quite scary, because as you can see, there are actually boulders that come down at you, and we'll want to avoid these. So I find the best way of doing it, without going into detail about what triggers what boulder, is going off to the right and then start cutting over around here, and you're able to avoid the trigger for that boulder here on the left side. That's very important. So basically, going over here and then cutting in before that lava looking tile right here. You want to cut in before this one and cut over here, but you don't want to cut in too soon. If you're cutting in over on these tiles, that will cause that boulder to come down and attack you. And you want to do this all quite fast because, again, Skater Boy is on you. So you want to come over here like this. After this, start cutting in, cut in over this way, and then land on this tile at least, which will cause that boulder to come down. And then you can keep on moving on. Here, you can either roll at the right time and jump up and grab the ledge, which is hard and I don't recommend, or just head over this wall and climb up. This room is just purely climbing, so we just want to go over here, climb up here, take a left, go around over to here, and climb up here. Here, we can either do 3 steps running jump. Oh, that was 2 steps. We can either take 3 steps, turn, running jump, and grab, which is a little difficult to do with this camera angle and in this tight environment. So I recommend more just taking a few steps, stopping, turning, jump, grab. Run from here. You want to turn, kind of be straight on at it. If you're kind of looking over at the corner, it might not work. You might get something like this. And that's bad. So you want to look at this one straight on. Things like that will make her not grab. And so you'll want to turn, look at it, more straight on, jump, grab, and you'll be all good. All good to go. Then turn all the way around, jump, grab up to here, and then we get another bout of pushable blocks. This one you want to push in twice. Now normally, under normal circumstances, you will go through this part of the level and you'll trigger the shotgun guy, but we'll be doing a little bit of a skip to not have to do that. Now right here, we want to go over up to here. You can either just turn, run over here, and then jump up. If you do that quick, it is the fastest method, but you can also, if you're kind of on the middle or left side of the block, you can do 2 side flips. And then that puts you in a good position. Lets you climb up here and then do another 2 pushes of a pushable block. And then once this is pushed, we want to go down into this hole. And this is the door we're trying to open at the moment, that one over there. So you can actually roll into here, like that, and come over to a 3rd pushable block and pull this one. This actually opens up a little place for the 1st pushable block to go. So we can do side flips again, or the turn and run over, and we can go back this way where we came. Down into this hole with a roll and grab. And back to this 1st pushable block, we can now push it one more time. And that actually opens up this little section with this lever. Same kind of thing with this lever and this cutscene. You can pull it, turn left, and run forward, even though you can't see what Laura is doing. You can also press look to cancel it, I believe. But that one's not as hard to deal with because it's just a left turn. It's not a full 360. And now we come back to our last pushable block where we'll push this one once and we'll open up this little path. Now this is the skip that we're going to do to skip over the trigger block of the shotgun guy and to save some time. So this door over here, it opens up for us. Looks like it's open. But as soon as you go past this tile, it starts to close, and it closes right in your face, and you can't get past. And there's this lever here and everything, but we don't want any of that. We want to skip this part. We want to get right through. So there is a way to get through this door, even though it shuts on you. What you want to do is you want to be on the left side. After you push this block, you want to be on the left side with your back to the wall. And then from there, we can do a little sequence, a little timing sequence that will give us the right timing for it. We can do a running jump. That's the first part. And then from there, a standing jump and a back hop. Then a running jump forward. And then continuous running jumps all the way through onto the other side. Again, you want to stick to that left side because of the way the door is and how it closes. The hinge is on the right. It is easiest to get through when you're all the way on the left. So again, let's do that sequence again. Running jump, standing jump, back hop, then walking jump with a sprint, with a continuous sprint jumps after that, and you'll be out. I used to just YOLO this by going here onto this tile, and then just doing these, timing it, and just going like YOLO like this. But again, that is hard. It's not really worth doing any kind of YOLO. So again, after you push this, you want to back up, snuggle in to this place right here, back to the wall, and then just do the sequence all throughout. You might want to practice it. You can mess it up a little. I messed it up when learning it, so you just gotta practice it and you'll get a hang of it and you'll be out. And then so from there, we are now in the final main room of Natla's Mines where you can see down there the shotgun guy. And this is actually the door you're supposed to go through, and this will trigger him and he'll say cheese.
Say cheese.
And that triggers the shotgun guy. But doing it the way we do not have to worry about that. We don't have to worry about him or any of those problems. So from there, we can just do running jumps over to the pyramid and get up right here near the left side. From here, there's a few different ways to do this. Let's go easy way first, is to do 4 steps from here and then jump. 4, and then you'll land right here with a stumble, but it's the easiest way to do it. You can take a step forward, jump up here. Step forward, jump up here. And then from there, you can just do a running jump over here and curve a little left, and you'll be way over here to the place you want to be. Now it is slow, but it is quite easy. Instead, what you could also do is 3 steps. That was 2. You can do 3 steps into a running jump. 1, 2, 3, jump. And you'll actually be able to keep going without a stumble. But you can also mess this up and land on the slope like that and fall all the way back down, which does lose a good amount of time. So if you want to be safe, 4 steps and then the jump is the way to go, even with the stumble. But if you're doing the faster way, you'll want to do 3 steps, jump, and then curve left instantly in order to do another running jump up to here. That can be difficult because if you don't curve left enough, you can bonk. That would look like this. Or not. But you can bonk going up the wrong way like that. You can also curve too much and then slide down like that. So a lot can go wrong, and I would say practice this. But you can do this, over here, land here, and then back hop. And you want to sidestep against the edge. And then from there, we want to do a running jump and curve left over to where we landed before, like this. And grab, and then land. You can actually get a grab cancel here by grabbing very late. And that's going to look something like this, where you jump over here and then late grab, and you can do a standing jump, and that cancels your stumble and lets you go quicker. But that can be very difficult as well. If you mess up anything, whoops, like messing up there, you will be sliding all the way down the pyramid back to the start. So let's say I go for that and then fail it. Let's say I failed it. You'd be landing like on one of the slopes, and then you'd be all the way down here. You'll stumble, you'll have to run back over this way, manually climb up again. So this pyramid is dangerous because it may look simple, it may look easy and fine, but it can really mess you up if you don't have practice on it. So again, practice whatever sequence works for you. You can combine the easy one and the hard one. Do something like the 4 steps up to here, and then the 1 step up to here, and then the back hop, and then this long jump over here. You can combine them like that if that's easiest for you. You can not do the grab cancel here, which I recommend not doing because that's difficult and can mess you up. You can do whatever feels comfortable to you, but those are the strategies I know for easy, hard, fast, slow. And after that, all you have to do is pull this lever and go back this way. Best way to go back this way is with a running jump, and you'll want to land on the slope to the right and then jump to avoid any stumble like that. And then just continuous running jumps over this way. And you can roll onto the Atlantis access key and running jumps back this way. Say hello to Mr. Shotgun Guy on your way out. And then from here, you want to put the key in, and the fastest way is to hold back and left, so she back hops like this, and then you can just backflip out after that, and then you hit the end of Natla's mines. I'm sorry if this was a little long-winded or a little too detailed, but I think it's got done what it needed to get done. So thank you for listening, and I hope this helps a lot. And I will see everyone in Atlantis. Thank you.